let's get going. Okay, so there's some oxygen problems here. Why is this not? This game really just desperately needs a fan. Just a basic moving fan. That's it. Just to make the air travel in a direction. So let's take a look at some things. So we need rust. We need the E-fan. This, we're going to deconstruct these. This is not a good idea. I like the idea of it, but it's not a good idea. Whereas conversely, this is actually super important. In fact, it might even be the most important thing here. The question is, do I have the power for it? I kind of do. So let's take a look. So, apparently, I heard of this. Apparently the water sieve outputs water, I think? Oh, but it produces water from polluted water using sand. I'm not sure how much sand we have. We have 108 tons of sand. That's pretty good. We'll have to work on it. Let's see. We've got coal, we've got power. This ain't going, but we don't need to deoxidize more rust currently. We have that, which is hot water. Purely from this thing. No fabrications queued, but we don't need it currently, which is good. What we do need is hydrogen, actually. So, is that... I wonder if I can send hydrogen through it. Let me see. Probably be... Would it be the electrolyzer? Yeah, electrolyzer converts water into oxygen and hydrogen. That might not be a bad idea. Do I want to do that? Also, thank you Jason M. Ball for the 3-month resub, and Jambalaya8932 for the 2-month resub. Thank you both so much. Now let's get into some weird science here. So if I do the electrolyzer, it'll output hydrogen, but this room's already sealed. I could put this in here. I'd probably want to pump all the oxygen out real quick first. And that would give me hydrogen, and it would be a good way of getting rid of this excess water. The alternative is, does it have to be fresh water? No, it just says water. I wonder if it would allow salt water. Then again, we need the salt. Let's see, the germs in there are dying pretty quick. So why don't we look at this a little bit? So, I think I'm going to change this. So why don't we do plumbing, liquid pipe. I'm just going to break that. We go back to plumbing, actually, liquid pipes. Because currently this doesn't connect to anything else. Okay, so let's get rid of those liquid pipes. That might get us a bit of water on the ground, but that's okay. We have a new... See, I could get... Bluffbriar's seeds wouldn't be a bad idea, considering everything. Do we have anybody that's amazing here? This guy's a quick learner, which isn't bad, but he eats more, which is kind of bad. And also, like, we're doing fine with the current amount of people that I have. So I'm going to just keep grabbing seeds, and we're going to put these things all over the place. Speaking of... let's see. We want to do... What is creating the... Is that ventilation overlay? No. Decor? No. Germ. Oh. There was something about... I was looking at this earlier. Somebody was suggesting if you use flowers, you can actually totally break. You can totally break germs because you can only have like one pathogen in the area. So if you just do nothing but if you do nothing but like flowers in a room, it would actually totally just deal with the water. Okay. Well, they should get this sorted pretty quick. And this way, the desalinator will desalinate in this general direction. Question, we should probably... Can I mop this up? Okay, good. I can mop that now, which means I'll probably want to deconstruct this. How's my storage looking? Real freaking bad. I mean, it's not super terrible, but it's one of those where we gotta move storage somewhere. Probably make a secondary storage hall. Okay. Because yeah, we're gonna need more storage along the way. Even with the expanded storage, this is ridiculous. Let's see, but it's fine because we need. I'm assuming some of this stuff. Okay. So next order of business, we have quite a lot of water here. Back to deconstructing all. I'm gonna put electrolysis in there, I think. Yeah, and we're gonna wanna have a regular airlock. Probably? I'll have to figure out how exactly I want to handle this. Yeah, ideally I'd like to get rid of the oxalite. But we have enough regular water just hanging out in the immediate area. Not to mention a whole bunch here. You know, it might actually just be better to do it over here instead. How much debris do we have just sitting around in the base? My assumption is a fair bit here and there. Most of it does not need to be taken care of, but, like, I'd like to take care of it sooner than later so it's not just sitting around. Okay, so next up, we want to go to wires. We want to move... Okay, good. We've moved away from... We might want our own power setup for this sort of thing as well. None of the power lines look particularly taxed, which is good. How much is going on this one? Not much, actually. Now that I split it up, we should be okay. I'm gonna go with those two because they're almost never going to be fully standard. Let's see. Did somebody make a mess? I heard what sounded like somebody making a mess, but I don't see it. Oh. Nope, I'm not seeing it, so I'm not entirely sure. Okay, let's see. The other thing to check, can I mop up those spills? In that case, but why don't we knock out those two? And that should spread the liquid out a little bit. Okay. So I want to do this. Converts water into oxygen and hydrogen. So in that case, let's just dig out a little side chamber in here. And I'm gonna work the electrolysis there. Because I figure we could probably route the water from here into the electrolyzer. We need hydrogen. Probably more so than any other resource currently, except for maybe coal, which we seem to have completely run out of again. We have phosphorite. We do have coal here. We do not want to tear that up. What else do we have here? Ideally, what I'd like to do is lock some of this off-ish. I don't know. But yeah, I figure if we can get access to at least a handful of coal here and there by just exploring this area. We're going to want to probably make a secondary airlock system here and lock this natural gas pocket off. But that's going to take some doing. Okay, wow, they cleared this out quick. I'm actually kind of impressed. Okay, so we wanted oxygen. We want an electrolyzer. I'm just going to make one for now. And we'll see how that goes. And then at some point, okay, these are all overheating anyway. So I'm going to deconstruct a lot of those. They're not helping me. What I'm going to want to do is probably replace much of this with fire poles. Oh. Let's see. Because, yeah, if we have a fire pole going down at least to here, that would help. At least to get around. Let's see. Might as well mop some of that up, too. Okay. Should probably also deal with that. But yeah, so we're good on food, at least for a little while, but pretty soon we're going to either have to move our farming or figure out cooling. And I think my first order of business would be cooling. Why is he eating? Arthur the Pea Machine, why are you just eating there? I have no idea. Let's see, did this get a new update? Yeah, it came out fully, 1.0. Now, knowing this is a clay game, there's probably a heck of a lot more to this game. Let's see. Copy settings, apply settings there. So some of this should be movable. Okay. They're working, they're cleaning. Yeah, it's yelling at me about oxygen, but currently we're doing fine. At least for a little while longer. It's starting to get a bit thinner, but that's why I'm working on hydrolysis to some degree. Game looks so complex. It is. It's pretty fun, though. Like, I personally enjoy it thoroughly. It reminds me of RimWorld, it reminds me of Factorio, but it lacks a lot of the, frustrating bits. Or it has its own frustrating bits, I guess. It's just much, like, smaller and focused, which I like. RimWorld tends to just get out of control, but maybe that's because my colonies get kind of big. And you constantly just get, like, mobbed by progressively more difficult challenges? I don't know. Okay. I was gonna have fire poles. I'm gonna put a fire pole there. And then we'll figure out what to do with the rest. Let's see. Speaking of... might as well tear some of that stuff up. We don't need that there. At least not yet. Yeah, I'm going to want to work on cooling all of this, which is why you're here. Okay, so it needs a liquid intake and a wire. It's probably going to output hydrogen, but that's fine. That's what we need. Let's see. We might want to get some kind of power set up. What do we have for power? I could do a wood burner. Because we got plenty of wood. We could also do a hydrogen generator, but I'm pretty sure we don't want to do that. Let's see. So... 100 grams per second produces 800 watts. Wait, maybe that's exactly what we want to do. How much is it? How much can this output? Let's pause for a second while we look at this. So this outputs slightly more per second than the other one. So as long as we're feeding it, yeah, that might actually not be a bad idea. Okay. Because, yeah, I was trying to figure out how the heck we're supposed to power this whole thing. And so if I actually have the hydrogen generator right there... I can put it on the same circuit as everything else. What we'll need is... oxygen. No. We're going to need ventilation. We're going to want a gas pump. And we're going to want some kind of filter. Okay. Because, yeah, I'm effectively going to fill this room with hydrogen. Then we're going to pipe hydrogen throughout the entire base, then convert it into power. Because apparently hydrogen has a pretty good cooling effect on this game. So that's going to be one option. The other thing is water filtration. There's a couple of things I can work with. Should probably also mop that at some point. Okay. I'd love to see if you could, if you actually had the inputs for these things. Okay, well, the other thing is we got to do plumbing. Let's see, let's go back to liquid pipes. Get rid of that for a second. We'll fill it, we'll jam some of that in there. I don't know, this is might not be the most, not sure, oh, right, pipes. So we still gotta, well... One problem is the polluted water. I guess what we could do... dig this out. Whoops. I'll just put a pump down there and pump all that out in a little bit. Okay. Man, everything is just damp now. You got anything else? We might want to get one more person here. We have enough space for 2. Ooh. Yeah, so we gotta hustle on this. Temperature is starting to get bad. Okay. So that'll be fine. The salt water kind of sucks. I wonder if we can put that in the desalinator. One way or another, they're getting this done pretty quick. Let's see. And this doesn't have to be locked off in its own room. We can just put a pneumatic door in here. I mean, heck. We can just leave a couple of these doors open for a while. Okay, so we want to do ventilation. Really, we gotta figure out how the hydrogen generator works. Is it based on pipes or other things? Okay, let's choose a blueprint. What do we got? Bufflet eggs, or do we have somebody that's good? Building, digging, and researching. That's not bad. Ugly Crier's not so bad. Joshua's are precious goobers. Other duplicants are strangely incapable of cursing in a Joshua's presence. Cool. We're grabbing Josh. And then we're immediately renaming him after Jombiz. Maybe? What else? Who else do we got in here? We'll call him Jamboy. Realize the gender's all wrong, but you know what? Whatever. I'm naming everything wrong today on purpose. For reasons. Okay, so once we got the hydrogen generator, we'll know how to work this. Let's see. Right, we also need power to, like, everything here. Yeah, having this on its own... having this on its own circuit might not be a bad move. Okay. So, no gas intake, hydrogen, no wire connected. Perfect. So, if we do ventilation, we're gonna do this. Do I not have radiant pipes? We need this ASAP. I'm gonna crank the science up a little bit, because they're pretty important. Let's see. You want to use the orange for the hydrogen. You're correct. But we need those radiant pipes first. So what else do we have? What else can I do in the meantime? Interestingly enough... I gotta... Is there a way to check the temperature of water coming out of this thing? I guess no water's going in yet. I want to look at a... water sieve. Because I heard water sieves are actually a good way of reducing temperature. Okay. Oh, the water sieve does not change the water temperature. It used to have a fixed output of a temperature of 40 degrees Celsius, 104. Okay, so that's not super helpful. So what else do I have? How do we cool things? Because we don't have any ice. There's the anti-entropy thermonullifier, but I'm pretty sure we don't have that. You can spread the line around your base or immerse into water. So there's also temp shift plates. Let's look at these things. Molecular forge. Nope. Because there's the thermoregulator. Cools gas pipe through it, but outputs heat and it's... Yeah, that's not really that helpful. Let me see. What's it called again? Fortunately, the Steam web browser's garbage. Okay, so we're looking for the entropy. Did they get rid of this thing, or does it still exist? Nope. So there might be some kind of tech that I don't have access to, but there's apparently an anti-entropy thermonullifier. Old technology found only in the ice biome. Oh. So I've got to actually find it. If you pump the water through a chilled room or a hot room, the heat. The problem is I don't have any chilled rooms currently. Everything is just getting progressively hotter around here. And it's not cooling. And wouldn't the water slowly heat the room? Like, I don't know. Let's see. Don't I have one of the cooling plants? I don't think so. I might. I can double check. Let's see. Yeah, are there plants that would do the trick? Let's see, seeds. I have waterweed, pinch of pepper, Joya, briar, mealwood, blossom, maybe? Let's see, what, I'll just get 3 planter boxes. Oh, Wheezewort. Okay, so that's one of the cooling plants. I didn't even realize. Unfortunately, I don't know if I have a whole lot of, rooms shouldn't be affected by the water pipe. Okay. Because, yeah, my assumption is that the water pipe would radiate heat out. Everything else. I don't know. Part of it is, like, how much of this game has physics that, you know, is different from real-world physics? And the answer is, I don't know. Let's see. Tips or suggestion will result in a ban. It depends. So, obviously, this is a game that I'm asking for help for to some degree, just because there's a lot that I need to, like, figure out and understand. The problem is when people start getting really demanding or pushy about, like, telling me what to do, that's when it becomes a problem. And I'm out of coal again. Well, considering this thing isn't even, like, hooked up to anything else, instead of wasting it, we might as well just use the natural gas for the time being. We might even want a second natural gas generator. Let's dig up to that. Because we do actually have somebody that can analyze this. And we might be able to get it active-ish. Yeah, why don't we get another... Why don't we get another natural gas generator? Seeing as I've just got a second one of them. We might want to... Let's deconstruct the exosuit fabricator. Let's see. According to the wiki, the ice maker destroys some heat. So... Let me take a look at this. Let's see. Ice maker. Freezes water into ice. It will relocate the heat energy from the water until the water is negative 20 degrees Celsius. Oh. Despite it heating nearby environment, the process is a total heat negative, as part of the heat will be consumed. Okay. So, it is worth it then. Okay, so I guess I probably should rebuild this stuff. Let's see. Is it under utilities? What is ice useful for? Yeah, I guess we'll just run the ice maker and the ice E-fan again. Because yeah, I was under the assumption that it was a net negative, or not a net negative, but it wasn't it wasn't going to work out the way I wanted it to. But I guess I was wrong. Okay. Those set up. Let's see. So that's just outputting carbon dioxide, and yeah, that's not at all damned out at this point. Oh, no. Okay, do we have any more Wheezewort? No, we don't. So I'm gonna have to get some more wart seeds. Yeah, I have one of them, but that's about it. Let's see. Oh, and we're done researching. That's good. Okay, so we want to do ventilation, radiant gas pipe. So the hydrogen goes here. And the oxygen's just going to go out here. I am out of metal. Okay. Why don't we switch this upper area into 3 talls instead of 4 talls, at least for the time being. 4 talls are useful for certain rooms, but I think 3 talls might be better right now. Let me see. So there's a fair bit of metal sitting around right here. I can dig that out. We're gonna keep looking. Because, yeah, if I can get up into... Yeah, there's another natural gas geyser up there. Eventually, I can utilize all of them, hopefully, for a fair bit of power. Speaking of power, is this all connected? It is. But it's still powering largely nothing. Once once we're back up to full capacity, it'll power more. We're just gonna need some more copper. I mean, luckily these guys are industrious little suckers. Like, I was really assuming that we get stuff done slower, but the higher their skills get, the faster they're gonna get everything done, which is so nice. Yeah, if you're lucky, you'll find a cold geyser. Produces lots of cold polluted water. That'd be nice. And I'm gonna try and do hydrogen here. Because I know hydrogen specifically will transfer its temperature, and then I'm just going to consume it to make power. And seeing as we have a silly amount of potential salt water just sitting around, it should work. I'll just have to work on keeping it desalinated, but the whole loop should power itself. I hope. Yeah, it's a good thing we have this Wheezewort in here. I think if it weren't for that Wheezewort, we'd actually be running out of, food. Okay, while we're here, we've got some skill points to spend. So some of these characters are, not the not the happiest. Who are the people that are happy enough? Probably go towards improved building on a lot of these characters. Digging is important, and operating is important. You digging and carrying. Might just be a good idea to grab a bunch of these things. Let's go exosuit carrying. Our digging, we haven't done anything. Ooh, art. My first artist. Let's see. Do we want to do probably construction? I have a lot of construction-related characters here. Let's see. Exosuit training. Aesthetic design. Improved construction. Okay, that should work. Let's see. I've got a few massage tables for stress, yeah? Yeah, I do. I haven't actually used any of them either, which is kind of nice. Okay, so we should have enough ventilation for this gas vent now. Now let me look. Okay, so if you're wondering why I'm doing this, if I'm not mistaken, we're just going to do a basic loop of this for now. And if this works the way that I hope it works... it'll cool much of my base down. And if not, we tear the whole thing up and we reuse it for other stuff.